Are you someone who loves to create and you want to help others, but you don't know how to fulfill both things you love to do? Look no further than your own challenges in your life. What? What do my challenges have to do with creating and helping others? Stick around and find out. Hi, I'm Hope Weinstein. I'm the author of The Creative Toolbox, a practical guide to discovering and using your creativity, and I love helping people as they navigate their creative journeys. There are many people who love to create, but they want to do more than just create for themselves, as they would when they have a hobby. They would like to use their work to help or inspire people, which motivates them to think about how to put their work out to help the public. In a recent video, which I will link in the description below, I discussed some criteria to consider when you're trying to decide if it's best to keep your creative projects as a hobby or if it is viable to turn your projects into a business. This video takes that information a step further if you're still thinking about sharing your creative projects with others, whether it is in the form of a business or simply a message that you would like to share with other people. Regardless of why you choose to share your creative work with others, it must involve a message that will have an impact on an audience. But before this message can be rolled out, it starts with you. What does this mean? Well, it means your message is based on something in your own experience that in the past made you feel frustrated. What you had to do was learn how to conquer this frustration and ultimately be an example of how to overcome it for others. I'll give you a personal example. Even just a few years ago, the thought that I would be making videos was absurd to me. I didn't want to be seen by the public, much less talk to the public, which is kind of strange, because I performed on stage in many plays for a very long time. But that felt different. I could get into my character and hide behind it. I didn't have to be me up there. You see, the real me was shy and introverted. The real me just wanted to remain hidden in the background. But opposing this was another part of the real me, the part that loved to create. And along with that, I had a lot of thoughts on creativity. And at some point, I thought, maybe my thoughts on creativity might be helpful to some people. So I had to move past my fears of being seen so that I could express my views. My theater background was a valuable tool for me to present myself out there in front of others in videos, which was a little easier than being on stage because in theater, I was in front of a live audience. And for my videos, I record them at home, in front of my camera only. Along this journey, I thought that maybe there were some other creative people out there who have beneficial ideas to share with the world, but something might be holding them back from sharing what they have come to learn. So I am learning to conquer my frustration to be an example of how to overcome it for others. If you are frustrated by a challenge that you overcame and you want to share your journey and the benefit of your experience with others, you must assume that there are other people who are experiencing the same challenge and would benefit from guidance on how to overcome it. And it doesn't even have to be most of the population. If you are online, you have access to a global audience. So even 1% of the population experiencing the same challenge is going to be a significant number of people who could gain good insights from your experience. People listen to people who have demonstrated the ability to overcome whatever they themselves are struggling with. So when you are trying to build an audience or find clients or whatever your goal is for sharing your creative work, look to what your past issues were that you have overcome. You will then be an authentic leader in what you wish to promote. As a side note, If you have conquered a long-standing issue, you are probably a creative person because we know that creativity involves brainstorming and problem solving, involving a multitude of potential solutions. So why not put your creative thinking abilities to use, involving something you have become an expert in that will help people, maybe even more people than you realize? How have you used creative thinking to overcome challenges? How can your experiences help other people? Comment down below. You never know how your comment can help others. Well, that's it for now. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And stay tuned for more creative tools. See you soon.